Hi dear friends, this is Dima the tutor. In this video I want to continue practicing a little on Duolingo speaking, image description. I want to help you a little bit to learn how to describe these images. Mm, you see, I'm a non-native speaker myself, so I also have some difficulties in these descriptions, and that is very nice, I think. So we can feel better like each other. We understand that if I were a native speaker, for me it would be a piece of cake. I would speak for hours, yes. But if you like have some issues about it, yes, if you struggle selecting some words and collocations, then it's very interesting. So sometimes I want to tell you that the images in Duolingo, they can be more beneficial or more appropriate, let's say more easy to describe or less easy. So today I have opened randomly, for example, this one. Based on my experience, I want to tell you that this one is not very easy for description because, firstly, we see some technical structures, and technical structures, for speaking about them, you should have some kind of vocabulary, yes? And most of you don't have some such vocabulary. Also, very often, we don't understand, at least we cannot say distinctly what's going on. For instance, let's have a look at the structure. Yeah, it's a hole. Let's say it's a shaft. Yeah, probably in some concrete structure. But the matter is that whether it goes upwards or downwards or whether it's horizontal, it's difficult to say. Probably not horizontal because we can see the rope, and the rope is, that we cannot position the rope in a horizontal like position so that it doesn't sag, yeah, here. So we can see also a man, but whether the man is looking at us from above or whether, let's say, we are looking at the man from above, probably to look at this picture for a long time, then maybe I would guess that he's looking at us from above, you see? And maybe he's handing us the rope for us probably to tie to this rope some object and for him to take it, probably. Maybe it's some metal cable or metal wire for connecting the power supply to some, we don't know, yeah? But I wanted to remember that it's not very important. Duolingo is not interested in your perception of reality. It's mostly interested in your English. So don't be afraid to use those phrases, such phrases as I believe, I guess, probably, likely, unlikely, and something like, to me personally, it looks even suspicious, but I'm inclined to think that, something like that, you see? Because we cannot be sure. By the way, if you have some aspects, some issues about the eyesight, also you just cannot decipher sometimes. You cannot distinguish what is going on there. I often have such phenomena. Let's say when my eyes are tired already during the day, and then I'm working with my students, we describe these images. So they see everything. I don't see everything. I see only partially. Anyway, I'm sure I can get a decent score at Duolingo. Okay, so also remember that probably some common features can be found with Duolingo speaking, like speaking, oral description of the image, and written description. Yes, some of the features are common. It's very nice. Don't be afraid to sometimes to use some written collocations if you like them in your oral descriptions. The priority, I think, should be given to exactly what you see, of course, not to our suppositions or some guesses, but if we feel that we are going to get stuck, you know that when you speak subconsciously, you have a lot of, let's say, mental processes, yeah? Some of them are conscious, they are realized, some of them are subconscious, some of them are unconscious. And subconsciously, your brain, it's like this, the threads in the programming languages in Java. Several threads are going on simultaneously. And one of these threads is telling you that you are approaching a place where you will have a problem, you see? For instance, you're going to say that, and this man is, and then you realize that you forgot the word, let's say, handing or something like that, yeah? So, what can we do? We can have either a pause, an awkward pause, which will definitely diminish your score, yeah? Or you can, let's say, get around it, yeah, evade it, something like that. You can disregard and ignore this aspect completely and talk about something else. and probably even nobody will notice that you are going to have some problem here. So, okay, let's describe together this image now within 90 seconds, as you know. Honestly, I never prepare for this description, so I will mumble something, and you think how you would do that. It's very important because practice is the best teacher. You understand it? It's a scientific fact. It's not my own idea. Okay, I'll click here, reset the timer. Okay, let's speak about it. So in this polychromatic photo, I can see a shaft, some technical aperture maybe, made in some concrete structure, and a man behind the end of the shaft. I believe that we are looking at the man from below, and he's trying to hand something by means of this red rope. Probably he wants us, the viewer, to suspend something at this rope and that he can take it to the above place. So the man looks not very old, and he's wearing something bright, something white. The concrete structure, which is interesting, looks like polished, honed one, though there are some, I think, like cracks, which has been plastered with some kind of plastering. It doesn't look like a painted surface. No, no, no. The rope is red. Probably it's not even a rope. It can be an electric cable. It has some black stripes or spots on it. Probably it's a twisted, intertwined, complex cable of some, I don't know what. So obviously this is a technical environment, technical surroundings, and I cannot say anything distinct about the illumination because it looks like it is a daylight, some not like artificial illumination, but who knows? I cannot say exactly. Overall, this picture creates such an industrial feeling. Something important is going on. Okay, you see, so I have talked something, and honestly, I'm not very satisfied with my performance today, and still, I feel that I would get a normal score at Duolingo for this. Not 160, but I can guess that 120, 130. You can say that it's too much for me. No, I don't think so. Imagine how I would have to speak for 150 then. What should I say? It's some masterpieces of public speaking. Okay, let's take one more. And it seems to me that it's not going to be an easy one either. Yeah, this is also such a picture. If you look at it, on the one hand, you can speak endlessly. On the other hand, we should bear in mind that you are going to be excited during the test. And when you're looking at something which causes even more excitement, because you cannot say, who are these? Like toy sharks, probably. Yes, yeah, toy shark. But okay, a toy shop, probably toy shop. But why such strange, weird illumination? And the girl, okay, the girl can be a sales girl. Yes, she's talking to the client, or she's, I don't know, offering one of those toys. Yes, but why are toys like stacked there? In the toy shop, they wouldn't probably be just strewn around here. Maybe it's a warehouse. Yes, so some like industrial premise. Who knows? Yes. Also, in the background, we can see something really indistinct. I don't know in what. But anyway, we can get a normal score even for this, and we will try to do it now. If you are tired of speaking about those unknown sharks, you're welcome to say a few words about the girl, about her clothes, about her, I don't know, face expression, and that she's talking, something like that. Okay, so let us try. So, in this polychromatic photo, I can see a young lady who is holding some, probably a toy shark with her left arm, or at least she's pointing to it. An interesting feature is that I can see several of those sharks, and in the background I think they're stacked like in bulk near the wall or something like that. One of those sharks is either suspended from the ceiling or it is resting on some kind of a metal mesh. Yeah, so on the one hand it looks like a toy shop, but on the other hand I wonder why the illumination is so weird. Let's say one bright lamp, yeah, which dazzles the visitor. Yeah, probably it's a warehouse, probably, and this lady has let someone in and is explaining something about those sharks, or probably it's such a style of a toy shop, such a design. The lady looks in her, let's say, 30s. She's wearing a red vest and a black t-shirt. She has I wouldn't say that very short hair. On the other hand, not very long either. She's obviously explaining something with even much emotion to the customer, probably. Yes, which is interesting. The toy sharks look quite large, probably up to 1 meter in length. Yeah, I don't know their mass, how much they weigh, but yes, it's not so pertaining to our situation. So overall, this is such a business feeling when people are trying to sell some toys. Yeah, something like that. No, okay, you see, we have talked about something. So if you feel that I have missed some important detail or some interesting feature of this, and which would have added to my score, please write it down in the comments. I would be happy to hear from you. Okay, and let's take one more for today. One more for today. So this picture is a typical, let's say, uninteresting, boring, but reliable picture to describe. So there are no toy sharks and no concrete funnels and tunnels. Yeah. On the other hand, it can also a little bit encumber you because you see nothing interesting. Yeah. Though luckily the action is taking place. For instance, this girl is looking at this man and she's making some jokes, maybe, or she's flirting with him. I don't know what. The man is deeply immersed in his thoughts. Yes. Of course, it looks like a seminar or a lesson or a class or a meeting or something like that in some office. I think it's not a flat, yeah? Then you can mention that the people are sitting on the chairs, office style chairs, about their clothes. That the distant man, like the man in the background, he's wearing a more formal type of clothing than the man in our foreground, who is wearing those loose pants and the t-shirt with some bright images, something like that. The lady like has taken a middle position about this, so she's wearing probably jeans, I don't see exactly, and some kind of a blouse. Yeah, and also of course, please be so kind as to mention the whiteboard in the background. Some inscriptions on it. Also, the illumination comes from the probably a large window on the right. It's obvious, yes. And it's an office of some company, probably. They're having a seminar or a training, something like that. Of course, you understand that with the tutor, it's much, much more profitable and beneficial for you to work out those situations because when you're working alone, it's very difficult to assess yourself, to evaluate yourself, and to recommend yourself to do something else because you understand the concept of coaching and everything is resting upon the phenomenon of a second party. Yeah, you have to look at yourself from the side. Yes, it's very difficult to instruct and coach yourself. I wouldn't say that it's impossible, as some guys say, but it's very difficult. So if you need a tutor, please address me. I will help you. All the contacts are in the description to this video. So let's please try to mumble something about this interesting quote-unquote picture. So let's click. We have 90 seconds. Okay, let's go. So in this photo, I obviously see an office, at least some office space, and 3 people, middle-aged people. Probably it's a class or a seminar or a training. They're sitting on the chairs, and 2 of them are having a conversation, while the third one is deeply immersed in his thoughts. By the way, he's wearing a formal style of clothing, while the man in our foreground is wearing loose pants and some multicolored inscription t-shirt. Yes, also his hairstyle and his beard, something like that, says that he prefers more casual style. The lady in the middle, she belongs to some middle class about this. Probably she's wearing some jeans, I don't know, and a blouse. The lady, by the way, is looking and speaking something to the man. And she's smiling. Probably she's telling some anecdote to him or she's flirting with him. And it seems to me that the man is reacting emotionally. His countenance speaks about this. So in the background, I see a whiteboard with some blue words and sentences written on it. I believe it's a class material. The illumination, bright illumination, comes from the right. I guess on the right there is a large window, but we don't see it. The style of the furniture is also an office one. Obviously, they're sitting on some office chairs. In the background, near the whiteboard, I can see a piece of a table and something even resting on this table, but I cannot say exactly. In our foreground on the left, we also see something, some object, I don't know, probably this is a piece of legs. Some, yes, partial image of legs of some other participant, of this action. Yeah, by the way, it's also interesting that all of the guys have their legs crossed, you see. One leg is resting upon the other, which is interesting. Overall, this picture creates such a business-friendly feeling of some training or a seminar. Yeah, something like that. Okay, yes, the time has ended. So you see, my friends, we can describe basically anything and everything. Try please to teach yourself to evade those aspects and those moments where you are very likely to fall into some traps, yes, into those pitfalls, and make a pause. And nothing is more detrimental to your high score than a long pause. Yes, yes, it's inevitable. You should fill the pauses. You fill them with some fillers, at least with some introductory and linking phrases such as "I believe in my opinion and guess," "I would like to say that," "Oh, and I have almost forgot that," something like that. You see, you can create along the way. Try please to evade those and avoid those gaps, those silences. It's very bad, to put it into simple words. 90 seconds is not 9 minutes. Uh, so we could even describe, I don't know, the muscles of the man, yes, or the structure, some interesting, probably wooden here plank going attached to the wall, yes, the color of the wall, then the color and texture of the table, yeah, of this surface and of this surface, the hairstyle of each of them, yes, what else? What else? What else? The structure even and the design of the whiteboard. You see something, some here structure, some device. Not a device, but probably it's split into two parts. But what for? Or maybe it's that kind of a, I don't remember this term exactly. Not a roller, but not a flip chart. Okay, you see something is attached here, and not accidentally, of course. And also the whiteboard is divided into several sections. Yes, we don't see the lecturer or the boss or whoever. Okay, something like that. You always have to something to talk about. So I cannot agree with those students who say that I don't know what to say here. You always have something to say here. It's period, as they say. Okay, guys, I wish you success at Duolingo and other tests of English. If you need an experienced tutor, please contact me. I will help you. And wish you success and see you in our next video.